I hope everyone is doing good. I'm just bringing a simple overview of all the syllabus here, the topics that has been given in the syllabus. If you're someone with no confidence till now that you won't be able to score marks in quants or in maths, then maybe this will be helpful for you. If you want to go deeper, please refer the other videos, but I'll be giving you just the top layer. I'll just give you an idea of how to go about with the types of questions that can be asked. Okay, so I'll start with simplification here. When we talk about simplification, we are very much comfortable with these things. Always remember BODMAS rule, bracket of division, multiplication, addition and subtraction. So we start like this. But in this question, actually most of the questions that I'm going to discuss here tonight, it will be based on NBSE previous year's question. So maybe it will be helpful for you in NBSE as well. So let me start with this. In this question, 25%. So percent means if you want to convert this one to fraction, you just need to divide it by 100 into 300 plus 8%, that means divided by 100 into 250 is equal to 5%, that means divided by 100 into 21,000. So 0 0 0 0 get cancelled, another 0 and another 0, another double 0, another double 0. 25 into 3 is 75 plus a, which will give me how much? Oh, this is a. Okay, this is not 9. We need to find the value of a. A here is how much? A here is 5 2s are 10, 5 5s are 25. That means we can write into 5 by 2, which is equal to 5 1s are 5, 5 2s are 10. I have 105 here. So a into 5 by 2 is equal to 105 minus 75. If we subtract this 2, 5 will be 0, and 10 minus 7 is 3. So if I transfer this one to the other side, the denominator will go to the numerator, and the numerator will go to the denominator. So 5 6 are added, that means 6 2s are 12. The answer here is 12. Who knows, the question can be asked this way as well. A% of A is 15% of what? So always remember the word used here. Of will be multiplication, is will represent equal to. Okay, that means A% of A is equal to 15% of what? So what means x here? So A% means what? A divided by 100 into A equal to 15% is 15 divided by 100 into x. So this one 100 will get cancelled, both are in the denominator. So A into A is A squared divided by, what is it? This 15 is in the numerator, or it's in the multiplication, it will go in division. We are asked to find this value only. So A squared divided by 15 is the answer here in this case. Now the question can be also like this: which of the following is not a rational number? So I'll just give you an idea of what is a rational number. Rational number simply means any number that can be written in fraction, P by Q form, but Q should not be equal to 0. So any number that can be written in fraction means 2 by 3, 4 by 5, or any kind of fraction. So in that case, this can be written in fraction, this can be written, although it's not non-terminating, this is repeating. If a number is non-terminating means there is never ending, it is going on and on and on. So if a number is non-terminating and repeating, then we say that this is rational number as well. So even the same case here, this is non-terminating as well as non-repeating. So this is non-terminating as well as repeating. But what is irrational number? Irrational number means a number that is non-terminating as well as it is non-repeating. Then we can say that this is irrational. Or a numbers which cannot be taken out of the root 2, root 5, root 3, all those numbers, we call it irrational number. Okay, so if you look here, one thing you will get confused in exam is this. You have 22/7, you have pi value here. We know in our lower classes what we did was pi value, we use it as 22/7. But always remember, this is just an approximate value, which means this is an irrational number. So the answer here is, we asked to find which of the following is irrational number. So pi is an irrational number. So remember, pi is an irrational number. Okay, so which of the following is not irrational number simply means there will be one number which is not rational, so which is pi. So remember, pi is an irrational number. So next, that is simplification. So you just apply Bodmer's rule, then you will get the answer there. So first solve the bracket, after that off, after that division, and so on. Okay, now let's talk about this fraction. When we talk about fraction, there are many things, but one of the most expected question is this kind of question, non-terminating term. So here in this question, you'll be in your question, you'll be given this one, and you'll be asked to write in terms of fraction. Okay, so in that case, how do we do? In this type of question, you look at the number. In this 0.333, so which means if you look here, you see that there is only one number repeating, which means we can write it like this. But if you have a number like this, 0.223232323 like this, then in that case we write this one as 23 bar. That means bar simply represents that number is repeating over and over again. So in this type of question, what we do is we just represent, if you ask to write this one in fraction, so in this case 0.3 bar, if you are to write in terms of fraction, then simply we write like this, 3 divided by, how many numbers are repeating here? There is one number, which is 3. So in place of that, if there is one number repeating, you just write 1. If there is two number repeating, then you write 2 nines. Okay, just like we did in fraction 0. If you have 0.2, what do? We have, that means after point there is one number, right? So we use write 10. Likewise, if the number is repeating 2 times, you write 2 nines. If the number is repeating only once, only one number is repeating, then we write this one. But in your answer, if you look around, there's this is not there, so which means you cancel this one. 3 ones are 3, 3 threes are 9. So the answer here is 1/3. This is a question from PYQ, okay, NSSB. So that's how we express. So if you also express any non-terminating decimal number in terms of P by Q form, you just like put 99 in the denominator. If there is one number repeating, that means 9. If there's two number, 99. If there's three number, 999, so on. Okay, so if you ask to find square root, so square root simply means, you will see like this. If a number is repeating 2 times, let's say you have let me use 64. If I find the factor of this one, how can I find the factor of this one? 64. I'll just start with 2. 2 3s are 6, 2 2s are 4, 2 1s are 2, 2 6 are 12, 2 8s are 16, 2 4s are 8, 2 2s are 4. If you look here, how much do we have? 1 2 3 4 5 6. So root over 64 can be written as 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. So how much do we have? 1 2 3 4 5 and 6. So square root simply means if a number is repeated, you pair them up, 2 to each. So in place of every number, 1 2 will be taken out of the root. In place of this 2, I'll take 1 out. In place of this 2, I'll take another 1 out. So you just multiply this. 2 2s are 4, and 2 2s are 4, and 4 2s are 8. So our square root of 64 is nothing but 8. So you can, if you know this, you can also write like this. 64 is nothing but 8 into 8. So if here 8 is repeating 2 times, so 8 will be taken out like that. So now in this case, this was asked last year. Okay, 361. You're asked to find square root of 361. So square root of 361, it's a standard one. So you just directly write 361. It can be written as 19 into 19. Okay, so which means 19 is the answer here. So there is also another rule, but I don't want to go much deeper there. But I'll just give you an idea of how it can be done. You look at the base here. If there is 1, then obviously it will be 9 or 1. So you can eliminate this one directly and you can check for this too, but I won't go detailed here. Simple thing, you find the factor like this and take the number out of the root. That's the only thing. Okay, so now let's discuss H.C.F and L.C.M. If you also find L.C.M, how do you find the L.C.M here? L.C.M simply means you take all the numbers together. Okay, whenever you're finding L.C.M, you take all the numbers together, 12, 36 and 20. And always remember, try to use a number which is common to all the terms. So if you look here, you have 12, you have 36, you have 20. So 2 is common to all the terms. So 2 6 are 12, 2 1s are 2, 2 8s are 16, 2 1s are 2 10s are 20. So again, these three numbers are common to 2. So I'll just go by 2. 2 3s are 6, 2 9s are 18, 2 5s are 10. If you look here, between these two, 3 is common. So I'll go by 3. 3 1s are 3, 3 3s are 9 and 5. So LCM will be nothing but multiplication of all this number. I'm stopping here. Why? Because these two are co-prime. Co-prime means there is no common term between 3 and 5. Okay. So we have 2 into 2 into 3 into 3 into 5. So what do we have here? 2 2s are 4, 4 5s are 20, and 3 3s are 9, 9 2s are 18. So if you multiply all this number, you will get 180. So the LCM here is 180. So in order to find LCM, you will take all the terms together, and after that you find the factor of that. But what if the same question was asked for HCF? You asked to find HCF of 12, 36 and 20. Then in that case, what do? You take every number separately. So I'll take like this. I'll find the factor of 12. I'll find the factor of 36. I'll find the factor of 20. So if I need to find the factor of 12, then how do we find 12? It can be written as 2 6 are 12, 2 3s are 6. That means 12 can be written as 2 into 2 into 3. What about 36? 36 can be written as 2 1s are 2, 2 8s are 16, 2 9s are 18, and 3 3s are 9. So this can be written as 2 into 2 into 3 into 3. What about 20 here? 20 can be written as 2 10s are 20, 2 5s are 10. So this can be written as 2 into 2 into 5. So after finding the factor like this, what do you need to do is HCF will be nothing but the common terms. Common term simply means the number that is present in all the three factors. So 2 is here, there's another 2 here, but if you look here, you have 3 here, you have 3 here, but you don't have 3 here. That means we cannot use the term here. You have 5 here, you don't have 5 here, you don't have 5 here. So which means I cannot use. The number should be common to all the three numbers. It should be common to this one, it should be common to this one, it should be present in the factor of this one. So in place of this one, I'll write 1, and in place of this one, I'll write another 1. So HCF is nothing but 2 2s are 4 here. So that's how we find HCF. Okay, there's one relation which is important. LCM into HCF is nothing but A into P. Let's say you have the LCM of two number, which is A and P. Okay, so which simply means this. In place of this two also, if I am to write in bracket, I can write like this. LCM into HCF is nothing but the product of the two number. But remember, this is applicable only for two numbers. So the question can be formed this way. LCM is 12 and or I can write like this. LCM of 3 and 4 is 12. Then HCF is, so in this question, if you look here, LCM is given as 12 and the two numbers are this two number, and you are asked to find HCF. By the formula, what do we have? By the upper formula, LCM into HCF is nothing but how much? A into P. So remember, LCM is given as how much here? Is given as 12 here. And what is HCF? We don't know. But we know A, we know P. A is this one, P is this one. 3 into 4. So what do we have here? H.C.F is nothing but 3 into 4 divided by, if this number transferred to the other side, it will go into denominator because it's in the multiplication here. So 3 4s are 12 divided by 12. So which means our answer here is 1. H.C.F is 1. So this relation is important. Remember this. So that is L.C.M and H.C.F. Now let's go to percentage. So if you want to convert a number, let's say you have 20%. If you want to convert this one to fraction, then 20 you just divide it by 100. So 0 0 cancel, 2 5s are 10. 2 5s are 10. So the fractional value of 20% is nothing but 1 by 5. Fractional value. Okay. So what if you are given this one? Let's say you are given 1 by 25. If you are asked to find 1 by 25 in terms of percentage, then how do we do? If you are converting a fraction to percentage, then you just multiply it by 100, which is equal to 25 into 4, which is 4%. So I'll repeat again. If you are converting from percentage to fraction, you divide it by 100. If you are converting from fraction to percentage, you multiply by 100. That's the only concept here. Okay. Now next, ratio. It's an important, most expected. So if you have a number given A is to B is given as 2 is to, or let me just use this value. In this question, A is to B is given as 1 is to 2. 1 is to 2. And another one is given as B is to C is given as how much? B is to C is given as 3 is to 4. Whenever you are asked to find the combined ratio, the question can be this way: find A is to B is to C, or it can be asked as A is to, this is the only two questions that can be asked. So either you are asked to find this one or this one. It's the same approach only. First you write the first ratio, and next you write the other ratio. After that, what you need to do is that you need to multiply this way, reverse n. You multiply this to 1 into 3. 1 into 3 is how much? So A is to B is to C is nothing but 1 into 3 is 3. Next is 3 into 2 is how much? 3 into 2 is 6. And 2 into 4 is how much? 8. So the answer here is 3 is to 6 is to 8. But remember, in this question you are asked to find only A is to C. What is A here? A here is 3. What is C here? C here is 8. So 3 is to 8 here. That's the answer. Or the other approach can also be this way. If A is to B is given as, or I think this is easier. You just go by this, okay? So you just multiply reverse n. You first multiply this 2 vertically. You multiply this 2, after that you multiply this 2, after that you multiply this 2. So 1 into 3 is 3, 3 into 2 is 6, and 2 into 4 is 8. So this is the most important question, remember. So that is ratio. What if your ratio is given in terms of fraction? How do you do in that case? So let's take an example. Let's say A is to B is given as 1 by 2 is to 1 by 2 is to 1 by 3, and B is to C is given as 1 by, let's say 1 by 3, 1 by 5 is to 1 by 3. Then how do you do? You need to do like this. You convert this one to normal fraction. Normal fraction simply means you look at the denominator here, find the LCM of that, and multiply both sides. So LCM of 3 and 2. 3 and 2 will be nothing but 6, okay? So I'll just multiply by 6 is to 1 by 3 into 6. So remember, you take the LCM of the denominator and you multiply both sides. So 2 3s are 6, 3 2s are 6. That means what do we have here? 3 is to 2 is the answer. So this is nothing but, this is A is to B. What about this one? You find the LCM of this one as well. 5 and 3 LCM will be nothing but 15, okay? And 1 by 3 into 15. I'm finding the LCM of 5 and 3, which is 15 here. So I'm multiplying by both sides. 5 3s are 15, 3 5s are 15. So what do we have here? 3 is to 5. But what is 3 is to 5 here? This is B is to C. Earlier we have learned that A is to B is given as how much? 3 is to 2. B is to C is given as how much? 3 is to 5. So what do? We multiply this two. 3 A is to B is to C is nothing but you multiply this two. 3 3s are 9 is to you multiply this two again. 3 2s are 6 and 2 5s are 10. So the A is to B is to C ratio is nothing but this one only. So that's also an important concept. Keep that in mind. Now let's go to simple interest and compound interest. Simple interest and compound interest, when we talk about the simple interest formula is this. Simple interest formula is principal into rate into time divided by 100. Principal means the amount that you are lending out, and rate means at what percent, and the T means time, okay? So simple interest on this one, that means principal here is given as 9801, and for 3 years, that means time is given as 3 years, and what is given? Rate is given as 10%. So in this case, you just find simple interest. So simple interest formula is principal is 9801 into 3 into it's fine, but I will just write it. Rate is 10% and time is how much? Time is 3 divided by 100. So 0 0 will get cancel each other. 3 1s are 3 0, 3 8s are 24, 4 29, 3 9s are 27, 28, 29 divided by 10. So which means 2940. There's 10 here, so which means I'll just put one place point here, 3. So the answer here is this one. So which is option number 1. So whenever you're asked to find simple interest, the formula is this one. Simple interest is principal into rate into time divided by 100, okay? Now what about compound interest? Compound interest, I don't have a question here, but I'll just give you the formula. Compound interest formula is principal into 1 plus rate divided by 100 to the power time. So remember this. So this is the amount that you are lending out, and this is the amount that you are lending out, and this is 1, okay? This is 1, and this one is 1 plus rate divided by 100, and this is time, how long, okay? So using this formula you can find the compound interest also directly, okay? I won't do any question based on that. Now let's go to linear equation. So when we talk about linear equation, what is linear equation? Linear equation simply means when the highest degree before going to this one, linear equation. What is linear equation? Linear equation simply means when the highest degree of an equation is 1. So x plus 1. What is degree then? Degree simply, I've discussed earlier. Degree simply means you look at the variable here. Variable means the alphabets, okay? You look at the variables. After that, what is the power there? Power there. Here, nothing really means 1. If it is x squared plus 2x plus 1, then in this case, the degree of this equation is 2. Why? Because the highest, you look at this variable here is x and x squared. The power is 2 here. That means the highest power is 2, which means decrease 2. What about this one? X cubed plus 2x squared plus 3x plus 1. Then in this case, the degree of this equation is nothing but 3, because the highest power here, if you look here, the highest power here is 3. So degree of this equation is nothing but 3. Next is so linear equation simply means the highest degree is 1. So it can be y plus 1 also, it can be x only, or it can be x plus 15 also, it can be any kind of equation, but the variable power should be 1, or it should the power shouldn't be written, so to say. So if there is an equation, no power is written, then this one. This are called linear equation, okay? So when we talk about linear equation, see, Okay, these are in terms of x and y. Okay, so this since the syllabus says real life based question, this type of question can be asked. This was asked in NBSE. Okay, a number is such that 10 more than 1/3 of the number is 3/4 of the number. So let's just break down the number. A number is such that 10 more than 1/3 of the number is 3/4 of the number. Okay, 10 more. So 10 more simply means 10 plus. That means 10 more plus 10. Then what? 3 or 1/3. Okay, so it shouldn't be 3. 1/3 means 1 divided by 3, the number. That means I'll just use the number is x is equal to 3/4 the number. 3/4 the number here we are using it as x. So whenever you see this kind of question, you form an equation first like this. After forming, if you can form the equation, then you have the answer. How do we do? Then is equal to 3x divided by 4, and 1 into x is 1x. Okay, so if I transfer this one, if I transfer this part, plus to the other side, it will be minus 1 by 3x. So the LCM of 10 here, I'll find the LCM here. The LCM of 4 and 3 is nothing but the LCM of 4 and 3 is 12. We have learned earlier. Now 3x into, you multiply with this, 4 into how much is 12? 4 into 3 minus 1x into 3 into how much is 12? That means 3 times how much is the LCM? 3 times 4. So you multiply correspondingly. Okay, now then is equal to 3 3s are 9, 9x minus 4x divided by 12. 9x minus 4x is how much? 10 is equal to 9x minus 4x is 5x divided by 12. So if I transfer this 12 to the other side, it will be 10 into 12 is equal to 5x. Now whenever you are transferring a number which is with a variable, that means like this, 5x is going to be 6x, it's going to be any kind of x. Okay, that means if a number is with the variables, then in that case we transfer that number to the denominator. So 5 how much? 2 are 10. So 2 into 12 is 24. So x value is nothing but 24. So the answer here is 24. Okay, so again, this type of question can be asked. Point this one lies on the line. So whenever you see this kind of points, this simply means the first one is x value and the second one is y value. Always remember that. Okay, in coordinate geometry, what we do is the first number is x and comma the second number is y. So which simply means that x is given as 1 and y is given as 2. So you just need to do like this. In every equation you put x is equal to 1 and y is equal to 2. If the answer is this one, if your left hand side is equal to right hand side, then your answer is correct. So I'll check for the first one. The first one is 2x minus 3y. So in that case, 2 into x here is 1. So in place of x I'm putting 1 minus 3 into 2. So 2 ones are 2 minus 3 2s are 6. So 2 minus 6 is nothing but minus 4. So the answer in this case we have minus 1, but we are getting minus 4. That means this option is eliminated. Next is x plus 2y is equal to, that means x here is 1 plus 2 times of y is how much? Y is 2 here. So 1 plus 2 2s are 4, which is equal to 1 plus 4 is 5. We are getting 5 and we have 5 here. So our correct answer here is this one. So you don't need to check for the other one. Okay, so whenever you see this kind of question, you just put the value of x and y. Then if your left hand side is equal to right hand side, then that's the answer there. Next, when we talk about consistency of an equation, you will be always given two equations. Okay, so I'll just represent it like this: a1x plus p1y p1y plus c is equal to 0, and a2x plus p2y plus c2 is equal to 0. In this case, what we do is we do like this. There are three conditions. If a1 is equal to a1 divided by a2 is equal to p1 divided by p2 is equal to c1 divided by c2, and a1 divided by a2 is equal to p1 divided by p2. So in this case we call it this will give you one one line, and this will also give you another line. So this simply means that the two lines are coincide. That means one upon the other, I'll say. Okay, so I'll just coincide. And if your A1 by A2 is not equal to B1 by B2, we call it intersecting line. Intersecting line. What do we mean by coincide? That means if you have a graph here, that means if you have one line, the other line is also just on that line itself. That means we call it coincide. Okay. And what about intersecting line? Intersecting line means if you have a graph here, then in that case, in this graph, this line, let's say this is a line of equation formed by this one, then another line, this which is formed by this one, they will cut each other at one point. We call it intersecting line. So in this two condition, what we call is, we call the equation is consistent. There is one condition where the equation is not consistent. Okay, so what is the condition then? The condition here is this one: A1 divided by A2 is equal to B1 divided by B2, but not equal to C1 divided by C2. So in this case, we call it the parallel lines. Parallel line simply means if you have a graph here, then in that case, this is one line and this is another line. That means these two lines will never cut each other. Okay, so let's take an example. The example can be 2 times of x plus 3 times of y minus 4 is equal to 0, and I'll just use another equation. 4 times of x plus 6 of y minus 8 is equal to 0. In this case, if you ask to find whether these two equations are consistent or not, okay, if you also find whether these two equations are consistent or not, if you ask like that, then in this case you just figure out this one is A1, this one is A2, I mean P1, and this one is C1. This one is A2, this is P2, this is C2. But always remember, A here is 2, A1, okay, P1 here is 3, and C1 here is, always remember this, the sign that is in front of the number should go along with the number. Okay, so I'm not writing plus here because it doesn't make any difference, but in this case we have minus 4 here. C1 is minus 4. You need to write like that. Okay, and what is A2 here? A2 here is 4. What about B2? B2 here is 6. And what about C2? C2 here is minus 8 because it is this one. So let us find A1 divided by A2. A1 divided by A2 is how much? 2 divided by 4, which is 1 by 2. Let's check B1 divided by B2. What is B1 here? 3. What is B2 here? 6. That is 3 ones are 3, 3 to the 6. That means we see that A1 divided by A2 is equal to B1 divided by B2. Till now we have this. Next, let's check C1 divided by C2. What is C1 here? C1 is minus 4. What is C2 here? Minus 8. So minus minus cancel. 4 ones are 4, 4 2 is 8. That means I have 1 by 2 here. So which simply means for all the terms we are getting 1 by 2 each, which simply means A1 divided by A2 is equal to B1 divided by B2 is equal to C1 divided by C2. So what is the condition here? So if all the three terms are same, we call it there are infinitely many solutions also, or they are coincide. So which simply means this one, the first case here, this one. So which means we can say that the equation is consistent. So this equation is consistent. Okay. So the equation is consistent. So let's end there for the consistency of an equation. What about nature of an equation? So when we talk about nature of an equation, before going to that, you may be asked to find zeros or root. In that case, let's take an example of one example. Let's say, always remember this question will be based on quadratic equation. Quadratic equation means if the highest degree, the general form of quadratic equation is this. if the highest degree is 2, if the highest power, that means if the degree of the equation is 2, then we say that it's a quadratic equation. Always remember that. So this is the general form of quadratic equation. Who knows, they may ask you which of the you will be given a set of option, and you will be asked to find which of the following is a general which of the following is a general quadratic equation. So you just mark for this one. Okay, now if you ask to find zeros or root, then in that case we can use two formulas, but the simplest formula is splitting the middle term. Okay, middle term. How do we do splitting the middle term? So simple. I'll just give you a simple example. X square plus 3x plus 1 is equal to 0. If you also find the root of this, first thing you need to do is you look at this term. If there is plus sign, you need to find two numbers added. You need to get the middle number. Middle number here is how much? 3. Two number added. Let me reframe the question. 2x plus 1 is equal to 0. Let us do like this. A simple one. You first multiply the coefficient of x and c here. So coefficient of x is 1 into, that means the number that is in front of x square. Okay, so the coefficient of x square is nothing but 1. Nothing there means there's 1 there, and the last term is 1. So two number, I'm multiplying this two, I'm getting 1 only. Two number multiplied, you need to get 1, but you look at this sign. Okay, if there is minus, you will use minus term here, but in this case there is plus sign here, so I'll just use like this, plus. Two number added, you need to get 2. Shall I change why 2? Because the middle number here is 2, so two number added, you need to get 2, but the two number multiplied, you need to get this one, which is 1. So it's a simple one. So 1 plus 1 is giving me 2, and 1 into 1 is giving me 1. So what I'll do is, the name itself is splitting the middle term, so I'll split the middle term here. X square plus, so 2 can be written as 1 plus 1 x plus 1 equal to 0. Now x square plus, if I remove this bracket, I'll get x into 1 is x plus x into 1 is x plus 1 equal to 0. If you look at this two term, x is present in both the term, so I'll take x common out. If I take x common out, x square means there is x 2 times. Okay, so x square simply means this one. If I take 1 out, what is left? Another x is left. If I take x out, 1 is left. Plus, if you look here, there is no common. If there is no common, you just take 1 out. Then x plus 1 is left equal to 0. Now I can take another common out here. If you look here, you see that x plus 1 is here, x plus 1 is here. I'll take x plus 1 out, and if I take this one out, what is left here? I'm left with x. If I take this one out, I'm left with plus 1, which is equal to 0. Two number multiplied, I'm getting 0. Which means either this one is 0 or this one is 0. Okay, so either x plus 1 is equal to 0, which is x is equal to minus 1, or x plus 1 is equal to 0, which means x is also equal to minus 1. So in this case, our x value is nothing but minus 1. So when we talk about root of an equation, the question can also be asked this way. You may be given a graph like this, and you are given like this, a parabola. So remember, a quadratic equation will always give you a parabola. Okay, so quadratic equation will give you a parabola. Always remember that. So if this is a parabola here, then in that case, we know this line, we call it what? X-axis, right? What about this line? This line we call it y-axis. So if this is given, and if you're asked to find how many zeros are there, how many roots are there, but most probably they will ask you how many zeros are there in this graphical representation. Just simply look at the term. How many times the curve is touching the x-axis? This is 1, this is 2. So this one will have 2 zeros. What about if the curve was like this? If the curve was like this, then in this case, you look around. The curve is touching x-axis 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That means it will have 5 zeros. But if the equation is like this, if it's not touching the x-axis, then in that case there will be no zero. If the curve is not touching the x-axis, the curve may be touching y-axis like this, but remember, this curve is not touching the x-axis, so which means there will still be no zeros. Remember that. Okay, next. Nature of an equation. So when we talk about nature of an equation, there are 3 conditions. Okay, we know a general form of quadratic equation is ax squared plus bx plus c, which is equal to 0. This is the general form of quadratic equation. So by this one we call it determinant. Okay, so b squared minus 4ac, if it is equal to 0, then we say there is 2 equal real roots. But if b squared minus 4ac is less than 0, that means we say no real roots. If less than 0 means if your answer is minus 1, minus 2, or minus, if you're getting your answer in terms of minus. Okay, if b squared minus 4ac is what? Is greater than 0, then in that case we say 2 real roots, or in other words we can also say 2 distinct real roots. That means 2 different real roots. Okay, I'll just give you an example here, the same example that we have used earlier. X squared plus 2 times of x plus 1 is equal to 0. In this case, a is how much? A means the coefficient of this one, because the general form is this: a is this one, a is this one, b is this one, and c is this one. So a here is 1, nothing there means there is 1 here. What is b? B here is what? 2. What about c? C is 1. So we need to find b squared minus 4ac in order to get the nature of the root. If you're asked to find the nature of the root again, nature of the root, then we use this formula. So b squared minus 4ac, b here is how much? 2. So 2 whole square minus 4. What is a here? A is this one. And what is c here? C is this one. So 2 square is how much? 2 into 2, which is 4. Minus 4 into 1 into 1. That means 4 into 1 is 4, and we're getting this. So we are getting 0. So which means the nature of the root of this equation is 2 equal real roots. So that's how we find the nature of the root of the equation. Okay. Next is the question can be asked this way: n term. Okay. So when we talk about n term is like this. The formula is this: an is nothing but a plus n minus 1 into d. So when we talk about n term, a is the first term and d is the common difference, and n is the number of terms here. So let's look at the question. The number of x such that x is between these two and that are divisible by 7. So you need to find a number between 40 to how much? 400, which are divisible by 7. Divisible by 7 simply means multiples of 7. So nearest the number greater than 40, it will start from 42, and it will be 49, and it will be 56, and so on. But let's find the last number. That means the number should be between 40 and 400. So it should be less than 400. So I'll just divide like this. 400, I'll divide it by 7. 7, 6 are 42, so 7 5s are 35. So I'll just take this term 7. Okay, let me just complete this one. 35, that means 50. 7 sevens are 49. So what I'll do is I'll use this term 57. So 7 into 57, I'll multiply this to 7 sevens are 49, 9 4 in hand, 7 5s are 35 plus 4 is 39. So which means the greatest number here is 399. Or if you subtract this one, you'll get 1 here. From the greatest number term, you subtract the remainder. The greatest number is 400 minus, I'll subtract the remainder, which is 1. So which means I am getting 399 there. Okay. So the greatest number which is divisible by between 40 to 400, which is divisible by 7, is this one, and the smallest number is this. So I'll just tell you what is common difference, what is A and what is AN. Okay. So A simply means the first term, which is this one. What about common difference? Common difference simply means every term the difference will be same. This will be, there will be plus 7, there will be plus 7, since it's multiple of 7. So common difference here is D7. And AN is given as 399 because the last number we call it AN. Okay. And AN formula is how much? AN formula is A plus N minus 1 into D. So AN is given as how much? 399. What about A here? A here is 42 plus N we don't know. But D we know, I guess. D is how much? D is 7. So what I'll do is I'll just transfer around the numbers here. 399 minus 42 is equal, I'm transferring this one, okay, which means it will become minus 42. So N minus 1 into 7. If we subtract this, so 9 minus 2 is how much? 7. And 9 minus 4 is how much? 5 and 3. So if I transfer the 7 to the other side, it will go in the denominator, which is equal to N minus 1. So 7 5s are 35, 7 1s are 7. So 51 is equal to N minus 1. So 51, if I transfer this minus 1 to the other side, it will be plus 1, which is equal to N. So which is 51 plus 1 is nothing but 52. So N value here is 52. Do we have the option 52? Yes. So the answer here is 52. So same way you can try this question. The numbers between 11 to 111. So you find the greatest number, and you first find the first term. The first term will be 12 because 11 is now multiples of 3. So multiple of 3 will be 12, 15, and so on. The greatest number you divide, and you from this one you subtract the remainder, just like I did. 400 minus 1. 400 was the greatest number here. The greatest number is this one. From this one you subtract the remainder that you are getting. Okay, so you will get the answer likewise. So when we talk about sum of the n term, means it's like this. Sn is represented by n divided by 2 twice of a plus n minus 1 into d. This is the sum of the term. So if you also find the sum of the first, the question give me sum of first 10 natural number. So sum of the first 10 natural number. There's a standard formula to that, but if you don't know that also you can do this. You are just asked to find S10 there. N represents the number of terms. Okay, so 10 divided by 2. 10 divided by 2. But when we talk about natural numbers are what? It will start from 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So natural number starts from 1. So twice of a. A means the first term. First term here is 1. So 2 times of 1 plus n here is 10, because we are talking about 10th term here. 10 minus 1. And common difference. Common difference means plus how much here? There is plus 1. What about here? Plus 1. What about here? There's another plus 1. So which means the common difference here is D there. So 2 5s are 10. That means 5. And 2 1s are 2. Plus 10 minus 1 is how much? 9. So how much do we have? 5 into 9 plus 2 is 11, which is equal to 55. So if my calculation is not wrong, then the answer here is 55. Okay. The next is what? Geometrical representation. Okay, I've discussed this geometrical representation, which the one that I've discussed, root. How many roots are there in the equation? How many roots are there in this equation? There's 1, 2, 3, like that. Okay, so that is root. So when we talk about distance between 2 points, distance between 2 points formula is this: root over x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. Okay, so if you also find the distance between 2 points, but before going to that, I'll just give you a simple thing here. So this one we call it y-axis, and this one we call it x-axis. This point we call it origin. But remember, if a point lies on the x-axis, remember that that point will be 0, y. If a number lies, it's the reverse of that. The value is x, 0. Okay. If a number lies on the y-axis, then we call that is 0, y. So always remember that. There's one more thing I need to discuss in geometrical representation. There are 4 quadrants. This is quadrant number 1, this is quadrant number 2, this is quadrant number 3, and this one is quadrant number 4. There are 4 quadrants. So in quadrant number 1, x is positive and y is also positive. In quadrant number 2, x is negative and y is positive. You just remember this. And in quadrant number 3, both are negative. And quadrant number 4, x is positive but y should be negative. So let's take an example. If in your question it is given minus 2, 5 lies in which quadrant? If you also find this point lies in which quadrant, you look here. X here is minus, and what is this one? Plus, right? Minus and plus. Minus and plus is quadrant number 4. So which means quadrant number 2. This lies in quadrant number 2. So that kind of question can also be asked. So it's easy to remember. This side x is positive, this side y is positive. Remember, below this one y is negative, and this side x is negative. So what do we see here? Positive. We are talking about this one. That means positive, 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 positive. What about this? Upside right. So quadrant number 2 is positive and negative. What about this? We have negative here, we have negative here. That means negative. We have positive here and negative downside, right? So negative. Remember, we always write x first and after that y. So remember that. So when we talk about distance between 2 points, who knows, they may ask you how far is the point 2, 4 from the origin also. So when we talk about from the origin, simply means the other point is 0, 0. Okay. So now I'll just take a real life example. What's the distance between 2, 4 and 3, 6? Let's say the question can be what is the distance between these 2 points, or it can be how far is this point from this point. So in that case, you just apply the formula. This one is x1, this one is y1, this one is x2, this one is y2. Remember that. So x1 is nothing but 2, y1 is how much? Is 4. x2 is nothing but 3, y2 is how much? 6. So the formula is root over x2 minus x1 plus whole square, okay, plus y2 minus y1 whole square. So 3 minus 2 is 1, 6 minus 4 is 2, so 1 square is nothing but 1. What is happening? 1 square is nothing but 1 plus 2 square is nothing but 4. 1 plus 4 is 5. So root over 5 is the answer here. So the distance between this point and this point is nothing but root over 5. Oh, we have section formula here. When we talk about section formula, there is one thing you need to remember. There will be 2 points here. There is 1 point here, there is another point here. This will be x1, this will be y1. And there will be a center point here, which is x comma y, and this point will be x2, y2. In most cases, you will be given this 2 point, and you will be asked this. M1 and M2 is given. So in this type of question, sometimes this point may divide this line into 2 equal parts. So let's say you have a line, and if this point is cutting this line into 2 equal parts, that means this is the midpoint. So when we talk about midpoint, the formula is x1 plus x2 divided by 2 and y1 plus y2 divided by 2. So this point, if you also find if you also find x comma y, then the formula is nothing but x is this one, y value will be this one. X plus 1. So I'm talking about midpoint here, okay? If this is the midpoint, or if this point is in the middle, what if it is not in the middle? Then what do? The formula for this one is that we simply means if you also find this, x comma y value will be nothing but x2 into m1 plus x1 into m2 divided by m1 plus m2 will be the x value, and y2 into m1 plus y1 into m2 divided by m1 plus m2. So this is x value and this is y value. So always remember that. So in your question, 2 points will be given, and it is divided in the ratio. It will be given like this. It will be divided into ratio 1:2 or 2:3 or 4:5, any kind of, okay. So the first one will be m1 and the second one will be m2. But you need to remember this. How can you remember this formula easily? Simple thing is x2 will go with 1 and 2 will go with 1. So 1 and 1 should not be together. So remember that. Let's go to the next. Triangle property. When we talk about triangle property, if you have a triangle like this, A, B, and C, then in that case, angle A plus angle B plus angle C will always give you 180. So the interior angle sum of a triangle is nothing but 180. Okay, always keep that in mind. So let's try this question. Here in this question, A is given as 3 times of angle C, and angle B is given as A, okay. B is given as 2 times of angle C. What about C? We don't know. So I'll just write angles. I'll just write this one, and we also find angle A. So now I'll just write like this. Angle A plus angle B plus angle C is equal to 180. We know that because the sum of the angles of a triangle is 180. What is A here? A is 3 times of angle C. What is B here? B is 2 times of angle C, and I'll just write C as it is, which is equal to 180. 3 plus 2 is 5. 5 plus 1 is 6. 6 angle C is nothing but 180. So angle C is nothing but 180. I told you earlier that if a number is with a variable, then it will go in the denominator. So which means divided by 6. 6 3s are 18. So C here is 30 degree. So if angle C is 30 degree, angle A is given as how much? 3 times of angle C. Angle A, okay. So 3 times of angle C is how much? 30. 3 3s are 9. So 90. Is 90 in the option? Yes. So the answer here is this one. So remember, the interior angle sum of a triangle is nothing but 180. Now next is PPT. So in this type of question, the question can be asked this way. You will be given a triangle, and you will be given that these 2 lines are parallel. Let's say this A, B, C, D, and E. You will be given DE is parallel to BC. So if this line and this line are parallel, then in that case we have an equation by basic proportionality theorem. We have this theorem: AT divided by DP is equal to AE divided by EC. Remember this. Or it can also be AT divided by AP is equal to AE divided by AC. So these are the two possibilities here. So this half divided by this half is equal to this half divided by this half, or this half and full, this half and full. Their ratios are same. So I'll take an example here. Let's say this one you need to find this one, and this one, let's say it is given as 3, and this one is given as 4, and this one is given as 12. You also find this. I'll just use this one. So what is it? 80 is how much? 80 we don't know. So I'll just write 80 divided by, what is AP? I mean TP. TP here is given as 3 equal to, what is AE? AE here is 4. What is EC? EC here is 12. So AT is nothing but, if I transfer this one, 3 into 4 divided by 12. 3 4s are 12 divided by 12, which is nothing but 1. So AT value is nothing but 1. So that's how we apply basic proportionality theorem. Now we have another properties, the similarities of two triangles. When we talk about similarity of two triangles, and there's only one member. If two triangles are similar, then let's say this is ABC and this is DEF. Okay, if triangle ABC is similar to triangle DEF, then in that case we say that area of triangle ABC divided by area of triangle DEF is nothing but their side ratios. Okay, so AP divided by AP whole square divided by DE whole square equal to AC whole square divided by DF whole square is equal to BC divided by EF, so whole square, which simply means the area of their triangles is nothing but, the area of their triangle ratio is nothing but, it is equal to their side ratios. So in your question it may be given like this: the ratio of two similar triangles, the ratio of the area of two similar triangles. I think there was one question in the PYQ PDF that I've given you. The ratio of the area of two triangles is, two similar triangles is, let's say I have 2:3. Then one of their sides ratio will be. So this simply means that the area is given. Area is given as this one. Area is given as 2/3, and we know that area is equal to what? Their side square ratio. So which simply means that if I square this and if I square this, so 2 squares 4, 3 squares 9. So their side, one of their side ratio is nothing but 4:9. So you will get like that. So it can be asked reversed as well. If the area of if the ratio of their sides is given as 4:9, then their area ratio is what? In that case, what square will give you 4? 2. What square will give you 9? 3. So their area ratio is 2:3. Area of a triangle. When we talk about area of a triangle, there are 3 different types of triangle: right angle triangle, scalene triangle, and equilateral triangle. So two areas, two formula you need to remember. We use it often. Area of a triangle, if it is 90-degree triangle, okay, we use it half into base into height. So half into, if this is 90-degree triangle, base is the floor one and height is this one. if it is an equilateral triangle, then area is nothing but root 3 by 4a square. Okay, always remember that. So area of a triangle is nothing but half into base into height, and area of an equilateral triangle is root 3 by 4a square. So most expected is this one. It is one. Triangle is one of it, and circles is also one of them. So when we talk about square area is nothing but side whole square. But remember here, even here, a here means root 3 by 4 side whole square. Okay, remember that, because in a triangle, in an equilateral triangle, all the sides are same. This is a, this is a, this is a. Okay, when we talk about square, there's two things. One is area and one is perimeter. Perimeter simply means 4a. So if you have a square, then it turns out to be a rectangle. If you have a square, then in that case it looks like a rectangle, but remember it's a square here. Side a, and a. The formula is side square area, and if you also find perimeter, perimeter is 4a. Now when we talk about circle also area is nothing but pi r square, and there's one more thing, we call it perimeter. If this is a circle, area means inside, but what is perimeter? Perimeter means this outer edge. Okay, now I mean circumference. Circumference in circle we use circumference. Okay, circumference is 2 by r. So most expected question is from circle as well, circle and triangle. From mensuration, if they ask, most probably it will ask from circles and triangles. So when we talk about circles, let's try this question. The area of a circular park whose diameter is this one. Diameter means if you have a circle, diameter means this one, okay, full length, but radius means this half of that. So diameter is given as 16, so radius will be half of this one, 16 divided by 2, which is 8. This is radius. Area formula is area of a triangle is pi r square. What is pi? I don't want to put pi value here because in your option there is pi given there. So r here is how much? 8. So 8 into 8 into pi. So 8 into 8 is 64 pi. So the answer here is 64 pi. So this was asked in NBSC mains, okay, earlier. I don't know in which year, but this is a question directly from NBSC PYQ. Let's try this question because if you look other boards PYQ, we see this kind of question often. If the perimeter of a circle is equal to that of the square, that means perimeter of circle is equal to I'll just use circumference. Okay, circumference of what? Perimeter. Oh, since they are using perimeter, I'll just use perimeter. Perimeter of a circle is equal to perimeter of square. So what's the perimeter of a circle formula? Perimeter of a circle formula is, which is nothing but this one, okay, circumference 2 by r. What is we have learned earlier, perimeter of a square is 4a, but what do we need to find? We just need to find their ratios. So let us find the ratio of this one. The ratio of their areas are, so shall we do like this, 4a. Okay, let us find their relation here. 2 by r, so I'll just cancel this one. 2 2s are 4, so which means by r is nothing but 2 times of a. So ratio of the areas, let us do like this. Ratio of the area, that means area of circle divided by area of, what is it, square. Area of a circle formula is pi r square. What is area of a square? Side square only. a square only. In place of, can I write like this, pi, can I write directly pi value here? Shall I put it, or shall I do like this? It is much more easier here. I'll just pi r, I'll divided by 2 is nothing but a. Okay, in place of a, I'll put the value pi r square divided by a is how much? A value is pi r divided by 2. Whoosh. What has happened? Pi r divided by 2 whole square, because it is a square. So I'm just putting, in place of a, I'm putting that. So pi by r square into, I'll just put reciprocal of this. Reciprocal of this is 2 into 2. We have squared here, so that's the reason why I'm writing 2 times. Pi r into pi r. So r squared, that means r 2 times I'm cancelling. Pi and pi I'm cancelling. What do we have? 2 into 2, but we have one more pi here. Pi value, remember that pi value is nothing but 22 by 7. So pi value is 22 by 7. So this can be written as 2 into 2 into reciprocal of this one, 7 by 22. So 2 11s are, so 7 2s are 14 divided by 11. So which simply means 14 is to 11. Do we have in the option 14 is to 11? Yes. So the answer here is 14 is to 11. There are shorter ways approach to this one, but I'm just giving you from understanding point of view, okay, approach. Next, when we talk about mean, before going to mean, I'll just tell you one thing here. Average, okay. Average formula is sum divided by number. So the question in the PDF that I've given you, you will see a question based on this one. Average was given. Average was, I think it was given as I don't know, was it 10? Average was 10, and there are 3%. That means number is given as 3. Then I don't remember. So something like this. The average of 3% is 10. Then the sum of their ages is nothing but. So if you also find sum, the formula will be average into the number of people. Okay. So remember that. So you can use this one as well. Average is 10 and sum is nothing but number of people is 3. So sum is nothing but 10 into 3 is 30. So like that. You can use that kind of approach. So mean simply means average only. Mean means average only. So sum of the terms divided by number of terms. So in this case, if you also find the, oh, this is mean deviation. So I'll just reframe this question, okay. Find the mean of the following data. So if you also find the mean of the following data, you just sum this one: 4 plus 7 plus 8 plus 9 plus 10 plus 12 plus 13 plus 17. So which means this option will be wrong, okay, since I'm changing the question. Divided by, how many terms do we have? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. 8 terms. So you sum the terms divided by 8, you'll get the answer here. I'll leave this one for you guys because time is running out. Median. When we talk about median, let me take an example. Median simply means the middle number. Remember it. Median means the middle number. 5 9 2 0 3 1 8. So let's take this data. Whenever you are finding median, first you need to do is that you first arrange the number in ascending order. That means from the smallest to the greatest. If I arrange this one in ascending order, smaller number is 0 1 2 3 5 8 and 9. So you just logically, without any formula, this 3, that means the middle number is this one. So the median is 3. I won't give you any formula. Simple. You just want first arrange it in ascending order, If you want formula approach, you please refer the previous video. Oh, it's not uploaded. Actually, there was no sound in the recording. That's the reason why I couldn't provide you for this median and mean. But the simple thing is, if it is median, the middle number. So any sets of number, arrange it in the ascending order. Ascending order means from the smallest to the greatest. After that only you find the middle number. What if there was, in this case it is odd number term, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. Odd number will always have a middle number, but even number will not. So let me just take another example. 5, 3, 6, 2, 1, and 7. So first we need to arrange our term in terms of ascending order. So how do we arrange? Ascending order means from the smallest 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, and 7. After arranging that, if you look here, you see that there is no middle number, but I can use this 2 as a middle number. This one left out, this one left out. So we have two even number term will always have two middle number. So you sum the two middle number and you divide it by 2. 8 divided by 2, which is equal to 4. So the median in this case is nothing but 4. So if it is even, there will be two middle number. So you sum the two middle number divided by 2, which simply means average only, okay? So middle number average. So that is median. What about mode? What is mode then? Mode simply means the number which is occurring the maximum times. So let me write a set of data here. 3, 9, 2, 4, 2, 8, 9, 2, 2, 6, and 4. If you look at this one, just look at this one and you just count the number which is occurring the maximum times. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 is occurring 4 times. But if you look for 4, 4 is occurring only 2 times. What about 9? 9 is also occurring only 2 times. So which simply means the mode is nothing but 2 here. The number which is occurring the maximum time, we'll call it mode. Or the number which has the highest frequency, we'll call it mode, okay? There are deeper approach to mean, median, and mode, but I'm just giving you the top layer, not to miss, so that you won't miss anything. So what is probability? Probability of an event is nothing but even unit, or we call it favorable outcome, or even unit divided by total outcome, or total outcome. Let us do with this this one. A pack contains 2 red, 3 blue, and 5 green. So there is a total of how much? Let's find the total number of balls. There is 2 red, there is 3 blue, and there is 5 green. So which means there is 10 ball in a pack. In this pack there is 10 ball, which is consisted of 2 red, 3 blue, and 5 green. If one ball is picked at a random, what is the probability that is not red? Let's say it is red. If it is red, then the outcome that you need is only red. So the outcome that you need means there is only 2 red balls that you need, because there is only 2. The outcome that you need is only red, so which is 2 divided by total how much? There is a total of 10. So the probability here is nothing but 1 by 2 under 2, 2 5s are. The probability here is nothing but 1 by 5. But the question here requires what? Not red. That means leaving out red, how many balls are there? There is 3 plus 5, 3 blue and 5 green, which is 8 total. 3 plus 5 is 8. Out of how much? 10. So 2 4s are 8, 2 5s are 10. So the ratio here is 4 divided by 5. So if we divide this one, you will get 0.8. So the answer here is 0.8. But most of the time, remember, it will given in terms of fraction. Don't worry. This was a question asked in NBSE, okay? If you ask me, how do we divide? always remember the upper one should be written inside divided by the lower one. Since this 5 times since 4 is less than 5, I will start with 0.0. So which is 40. 5 times how much is 40? 8 are 40. So 0.8 is the answer. That's how we find probability, okay? So probability simply means you find the outcome you need divided by total outcome. Yeah, number analogy. Since in a question, number analogy is given, the number analogy can be asked this way, or it can also be asked this way. Or there is also another way to 4, 4, 6. Let me just use a set of number. 3 and 3, 7, 5. You may be given two sets like this, and you will be given some options A, B, C, and D. And in your options, every set will be similar with this kind of things. You will be asked which of the following options follows this operation. That means if you look here, whenever you see this kind of question, you find a relation between these three terms. So in this case, I just formed the question, so which is easy for me. We can see plus 2, plus 2, plus 2, plus 2. That means your option should have 3, let's say there is an option number B was the correct answer. It should have 6, 8, what, 10. So plus 2, plus 2, plus 2. Or it can also be like this also. It can also be average. The first term plus second term divided by 2 is the middle number. So the first term divided by second term divided by 2, that means 8 divided by 2, which is 4. So first term plus second term divided by 2 is nothing but the middle number. So most of the number analogy operation will be based on this kind of things. First term plus second term divided by 2, which is 10 divided by 2, which is 5. See, first term plus second term divided by 2 is nothing but 5. Like that, okay? That's how we do. Or the simple question can also be asked this way. Find the odd pair out. If you look here, I'll start with this one. This one is a prime number, 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 but this is not a prime number, so the odd one is this one. So this is the correct answer here. And this one I'll leave it for you. This is from NSSB, okay? You try this. And the question can also be asked this way. 729, I'll just write. Oh, let me just try here. 729 is given as 9, and 729, I think it's a cube series. So when you talk about cube, 728, now 728 is to if you cube this one, 9 cube will give you 729. Okay, from that if I subtract 1, then I will get 728. That means this number cube minus 1. So 512, okay, it's 8. So 8 cube is nothing but 512, right? So which is 512. So minus 1 will give me 511. So this will be nothing but 8. So the answer here is 8. So you likewise you need to find the terms like that. But remember here, in this case, in number analogy, most of the time it will be square, it will be cube. Less chances that it will be given in terms of subtraction or addition or like that. So you need to be thorough with squares and cube. But even though if you are not thorough, you look at the options and check. Okay, you can check for 4 square, you can check for 6 square, you can check for 8 square. So let's say 4 square is if I check for 4 cube, it is 64. What about 6 cube? It is 216. What about 8 cube? 512. What about 10 cube? It is 1000. Just by looking at the options, just by cubing the terms, we see this one related to this one. So that's how we find. Okay, so you just find for options, then you will get the answer. Since the syllabus says symbolic operations, I don't know what type of question will be asked in symbolic operation, but I think I'm expecting this kind of symbolic approach. Earlier in NPSC, they used to ask consistently this kind of question. Okay, so how do we do this? If there is a star b, then which simply means a into b divided by 3. So star simply means a into b divided by 3. So if you look here, you break each down one at a time. So 7 star c, 7 star 3. So 7 star 3 is what? Star a star b is a into b divided by 3. 7 star 3 means 7 into, this is a, this is b, right? 7 into 3 divided by 3. 3 cancel, that means 7. So 7 star 3, I'm getting 7. Now 7 star 9, because the answer of 7 star 3 is nothing but 7. So now 7 star 9. So 7, this is a now, this is b now. So which means 7 into 9 divided by 3. Because the operation is, the symbolic operation is a into b divided by 3 if there is a star there. So 3 3s are 9. 7 into 3 is 21. So the answer here is 21. This was asked in NBSA. Okay. So again, another one. Here, variable is given. One variable is given. So the variable here is, if it is x star y, then the operation is this one. That means if there is a value and if there is a star y, then in that case x plus y minus xy. That means first term plus second term minus first term into second term. I'll just deduce this equation. X star 2 is equal to 5 star 0. So I'll just put this one. If there's a star this one, then I can use this one, right? So x, this is x and this one is y. So x plus y is 2, right? Minus x into y equal to, this is x and this one is y. X plus y minus x into y. So x plus 2 minus twice of x is equal to 5. This one is 0, this one is 0. So which simply means if I solve this 2, how much would I get? Minus x plus 2 is equal to 5. So why minus x? Because the greater number here is 2. So which means minus x is equal to 5. If I transfer this plus 2 to the other side, minus 2. So which means minus x is equal to 5 minus 2 is 3. So x is nothing but minus 3. So the answer here is minus 3. So we solve like that, okay? Who knows, they may ask you by this approach also, function approach. Even this one is easy. The function value is this one. But remember, if we will start from this one, slowly we will increase, okay? So f of 3, let's start with this one. F of 3. 3 in place of x you put 3. So which means 3 plus 1 divided by 3 minus 1. In place of x I'm putting 3, okay? 3 plus 1 is 4, 3 minus 1 is 2. 2, how much? 2 2s are 4. So now f of 3 value is nothing but 2. Now we are left with f of, since the inner value f of 3 was nothing but 2. So now my value is this now. So let us find this one now again. F of 2. F of 2 is how much? 2 plus 1 divided by 2 minus 1. 2 plus 1 is how much? 3. So 2 plus, so which means f of 2 value was, I'm getting it as 3. So which means I am left with the final value, which is f of 3. And we know f of 3 was how much? F of 3 was 2. So the answer is true. You can put the value and check. 3 plus 1 divided by 3 minus 1. So which means 4 by divided by 2, which is 2. So the answer here is 2. So even this kind of approach can be asked. Now who knows, series can be asked as well. Okay, series. So when we talk about series, who knows, it may be standard series. Standard series can be square series, it can be cube series. Most of the time this one. You go and check last year NSSP question 2024. Okay, you will see some square and cube series, so be thorough with that. In this case, this was asked in NBSE. So if you look here, relation between these two, if I 24 divided by how much will give you 12? 24 into 2. So 24, if I divide it by 2, I'll get this one. 120 divided by how much is 40? Divided by 3. 40 divided by how much will give you 10? Divided by 4. Next will be divided by 5. 10 divided by 5 is how much? 10 divided by 5. 5 2s are 10. So the answer here is 2. So that's how we do. Okay. There's also one question here. A cylindrical pencil. That means a cylindrical pencil. A cylindrical pencil with one edge. Oh, a cylindrical pencil sharp at one edge. That means sharp at one edge is a combination of what? Cone and cylinder. We know this one. This one is cone. Cone and cylinder. It's an easy question here. It was asked in NBSE. Okay. Even though it sounds silly, it was asked in NBSE. So this one, whenever you see this kind of question, one thing you need to remember is, let's say if I have 3 to the power minus 1, this minus will always represent that number is in the denominator. Okay, that number is in the denominator. So I can write, let's say if I have 1 by 3 to the power 4, then I can write this one as 3 to the power minus 4, like that. Okay, so minus represents this one and power represents this, 4 represents the power. So if I'm going to rewrite this, 2 to the power minus 1, 2 to the power minus 1 will be, minus x will be 2 to the power x. So whenever you see variable in the power, you make sure you convert this one similar with this one. So 1 by 4 can be written as 2 square, 2 2s are 4. So if you compare these two are same. So it can be 2 to the power x is equal to 2 to the power 2. So x will be nothing but 2. If your base value is same, then your powers will always be same. So the answer here is 2. So that was the question, I guess. Yeah, that's the final shot for the full syllabus of Forest Guard. All the best.